These are your Unit 5A notes identifying slope from a verbal representation. So like we've said, that slope is a rate of change or it's a consistent pattern. And so we will be able to identify the slope from word problems. Remember, your slope is your rise over run, which is your y over x, and some words that will let you know that you need to find the slope or that the slope is being given. There's a lot of words, and you've seen a lot of these before. So we have per, every, each, rate of change, and constant rate, and that is all we'll put in for right now. So how do you find the slope or the rate of change? And remember, as you're watching these video notes, you stop and pause the video and record at your pace. So let's look at this first problem. It says, Lola wants to take scuba diving lessons. There is a one-time sign-up fee of $20, and each lesson costs $80. I'm trying to find the slope, so I'm going to locate my keyword for slope, and one of those words is each. So it says each lesson is $80, and it says determine the rate of change. Well, what is the rate of change then? $80 for each lesson, or just 80 over 1 would be our slope. How do I know that? That keyword each. There's a one-time sign-up fee of $20. That happens one time. That is not a constant rate of change or a pattern that's happening over and over again. That is why it is not our slope. Okay. Make sure you have these in your notes. Now let's try one that's a little bit, has one more step to it. Okay. Erica counts the number of cricket chirps. After 5 minutes, she counts a total of 125 chirps. After 10 minutes, she counts a total of 250 chirps. Determine the rate of change. Kind of a weird problem. Okay, but to find our rate of change, we need to look at the two things that we're comparing. So first, we have 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, there are 125 chirps. After 10 minutes, there are 250 chirps. Now, to find our rate of change or slope, we're going to need to put this information into our table. So we are comparing minutes and chirps. So I have X, which is my minutes, and I have Y, which is my chirps. When there are, at 5 minutes, there are 125 chirps. So at 5 minutes, there are 125 chirps. Let's go to the next one. At 10 minutes, there are 250 chirps. Now, to find the rate of change, I'm going to use my slope formula. My slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, I'm going to put that information into my formula. So I have my y1, y2, I have my x1, x2. So I would have 250, my y2, minus 125, my y1. Then I have x2, 10, minus x1, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and I get an answer of 125 over 5. So, and then I can simplify that just like I would a unit rate. We have 125 over 5. Well, 125 divided by 5 is equal to 25. So what is my question? It says, what is my rate of change? So the question is, what is my slope or my rate of change? And it is 25 chips, or chirps, sorry, per minute. Now, you see how I took everything, I put it in my table, and I set it up using my slope formula. You can also do the same thing we did when we were solving for proportions, and that is you can just simply go like 250 minus 125, that's 125, and 10 minus 5 is 5. You can also look at it like that, but I think it's easier just to use the formula myself. Okay, make sure you have all of this in your notes. All right, let's try another one. A big snowstorm came to Chicago. After 2 hours, 5 inches of snow had piled up. After 5 hours, 14 inches of snow had accumulated. Find the rate of change. So we look at this and I can see I'm comparing. I have hours and I have inches. When I have 2 hours, I have 5 inches. When I have 5 hours, I have 14 inches. So my X is hours and my Y is inches. Your X will always be your unit of time because remember, time is on the bottom. Now, if I want to find the rate of change, I can use my slope formula or I can just find the difference. So I could go like this, 14 minus 5 is equal to 9. And 5 minus 2 is equal to, that's a little messy, 5, all right, 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. We did it, all right? So then my rate of change would be my Y is 9, my change in X is 3. What do I do from here? We have 9 divided by 3, and that gives me an answer of 3. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the slope or the rate of change. I get this answer of 3. 3 what? 3 inches every hour. Okay, let's try another problem. This one you are not given the table, you are going to have to make it, so you need to figure out when you're finding the rate of change, also known as the slope, what two things are you comparing? So let's read the problem. Doug is climbing Mount Everest. After 3 hours, he climbs to an altitude of 600 feet. After 6 hours, he climbed to an altitude of 400 feet. What is the rate of change? So first thing is after 3 hours, he climbs to an altitude of 600 feet. So I know that I'm comparing hours and feet. So if I made my table, I have my X, which is hours, and I have my Y, which is feet. Okay, now if I look here, it says at 3 hours, he was at 600 feet. Then at 6 hours, he was at, so 6 hours, he was at 1,400 feet. Now that I have set up my table, I can find my rate of change. Remember, my rate of change, you can use this method where you just go like this, 5 minus 2, 14 minus 5, or you can use the slope equation. For this one, I'll set it up in the slope equation. So we have y2 minus y1 on top. y2 is 1,400 minus y1, which is 600. Then on the bottom, we have x2 minus x1. x2 is 6 minus x1, which is 3. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this. We have 1,400 minus 600, and 1,400 minus 600 is equal to 800. And 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So what does this mean? This means y is feet, so 800 feet every 3 hours. But if I want to break this down and find that unit rate, remember, I can do 800 divided by 3. And when I do that, it is not a whole number. Okay, I'm going to get a number with a crazy decimal. So what I'm going to do is, what is my rate of change? My rate of change simply is 800 feet every 3 hours. Okay, let's try this next one. This one says, DJ Club is ordering t-shirts. It costs $10 per shirt, and there is a $15 screen printing fee. Determine the rate of change. Well, this one is a special kind of problem because it requires, no work. If you look right here, it said it costs $15 per shirt. Per, remember, is a key word for slope. $10 per shirt, and there's a $15 screen printing fee. This fee right here is only happening one time. It has nothing to do with the rate of change or slope. So it's asking, what is the rate of change? Well, what is the rate of change? It literally just gives it to you. You don't even have to do anything. It says $10 per shirt. What is the rate of change? $10 per shirt. So on these word problems, you're going to have some where you have to set up the table in the equation and solve to find the rate of change or the slope, same thing. Or sometimes you're going to see that keyword per, every, each, and you're going to just write it down because they already gave you the answer. Okay, so please make sure you have all of these in your notes, and then you can go ahead and move on to the next problems on the next page, which you will be doing on your own if you get there.